I'll take a detour from all the Daniel Penny acquittal and Luigi the Assassin mania to bring you another piece of New York insanity. Not that the Penny acquittal was insane, just the fact that there ever was a trial at all was. But we'll check in with Governor Kathy Hochul selling not just old ideas as though they're new, but ideas that directly harmed us very recently as though they're new. Oh, I see you're bleeding out from a stab wound here. Have you tried digging at it with a knife? It's so maddening I start to understand Jordan Neely, actually. Under these conditions, I'd probably try drugs and screaming at the sky too. It's comparably very sensible. But yes, after several years now of struggling with the cost of living under government-imposed and facilitated inflation, Kathy Hochul has a genius solution. Hey, why don't we just have the government give people more money?
We made up these arbitrary numbers. And then we said, we can't print more or else it'll be worthless. How about just don't let it be worthless? Why don't you just let stuff not inflate?
That TikTok girl is now senior economic advisor to the governor, apparently. But hey, wait a minute. Printing money to alleviate economic hardship, didn't we try that during COVID and didn't it result in economic hardship? Why, yes, it did. But now we have fresh new branding and a game show feel. Let's try those big gimmick checks like this is Publishers Clearinghouse.
New York's first ever inflation rebate. They will send you a check to buy your groceries for a month or whatever you want to spend it on. And if you're an individual earning up to $150,000 a year, it's $300. How about that for individuals?
But she forgot the balloons and the Price is Right music. It sells it a lot better.
If you're filing jointly and you have a family, you need a little more, right? Families are expensive. How about this? $500.
Actually, they should have brought in the ghost of Bob Barker himself. I'm sure he would have loved to help out. He still votes Democrat. But this is Kathy Hochul Monday making her first proposal for her 2025 State of the State and the corresponding budget. She says due to inflation, the state collected more tax revenue than expected.
Because the price of everything has gone up, you've had to pay more in sales tax than even my budget director, who's sitting right there, expected.
And so every individual earning $150,000 or under, and every married couple earning $300,000 or under, should get a measly few $100, even though we already faced this problem before.
You didn't do anything wrong. You followed the rules. You work hard. And yet ever since COVID, it seems like the prices of everything keep going up and up and up.
And even though this very same supposed solution solved nothing, it made things worse, actually.
Do any of you feel like you have more money in your pockets today? No? No? No, I didn't think so.
Well, just let Kathy slide her hand in your pocket then and enjoy your happy ending, but watch the teeth. But it's not just the repetition of the failed idea. There is some new shine on the presentation, but it relies on the same failed sales job too. Because hey, get this. Would you believe that Kathy Hochul grew up in a middle-class home, scavenging for stale bread in bare cupboards?
You know, growing up in a working class family, I know that feeling of just not getting ahead. To feed a family of 8, Mom would go to this other discount store that sold day-old and week-old bread.
That's where she found all her stale ideas, too. But Kathy forgot the most important part. Were her neighbors proud of their lawns or not?
A lot of people will relate to this. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn, you know?
And of course, is she now friends with school shooters or not? But I get it. You need a distraction cell because the fundamental premise here is a contradiction. Kathy says, hey, it's your money. It's only right that you should keep it.
I say it's your money, it belongs in your pocket, and it's coming your way. It's your money, and it should be back in your pockets.
Well, then why do you take so much of it in the first place? It's your money, but first I should count it and take whatever I want and then give you back whatever I decide. But hey, other than my total ownership and control of it, it's your money. Aside from the fundamentally fraudulent premise that government can give away money to make everyone prosperous, they can't. They can only devalue money by increasing the supply, but that's the main fraud here, that Kathy Hochul is giving you your money back at all. She is not. New York State is currently running a massive budget deficit. $14 billion over the next 3 years. The first recommendation from the state controller is just to make things simpler. Hey, how about we stop taking so much of the people's money in the first place? Because if you think it helps to have Kathy give you your money back, well, you might consider the more efficient option of just not giving it to her to begin with, but the joke's on you regardless because it's not your money anyway. It's money she'll borrow from somewhere else because she already spent your money on nonsense long ago. This situation is like having a low-paying job that doesn't cover the bills, and Kathy says, here, have a high-interest credit card that's already mostly maxed. This is not surplus money as she's selling it. This is deficit money. But even if it was your money, and even if this economic theory did work, how is such a measly refund going to do it? Kathy says it's hard to get by in New York on 6 figures.
For families earning less than $300,000, because I know life in New York City is expensive and your salaries may sound nice, but they don't go very far.
Then how is 3 figures going to do anything? Sure, inflation has increased your costs some 20%, but how does 0.2% of your salary back sound to make up for it? It's the same ruse the federal government did. Here, have $3,000 in stimulus checks in exchange for an $8,000 annual increase in the cost of living. This isn't just a fraud we should see coming. This is a fraud we already watched. And so for as much criticism as Kathy deserves, these buffoons behind her have rightfully earned it too. She's giving everyone a road soda to fight drunk driving. Here, fatty, have a KFC bucket to fight obesity. Hey, Mr. Junkie, try a drug injection to help your addiction. Oh, wait. They actually do that one already. There was a massive fire yesterday. It's now smoldering but under control. Here comes Kathy with a gas can saying she can help, and these fools toss her a box of matches. Her solution is the cause, you know, but they all grant her authority as though she's earned it. Show me the money. They all wave on their signs.
Back in your pocket, right? There you go. Show you the money. Show you the money.
Or you could just not show it to Kathy in the first place. By her own reasoning, it's your money and she took it from you. So the premise is not Kathy should show you the money. The premise is you should not show it to her, and you'll get a more efficient result. How many more lessons the hard way will it be until people actually start to learn them? The world may never know. They just haven't suffered through enough terrible middle-class dinners yet, apparently.
Fried Spam sandwiches and tuna casseroles we're seen all too often at our dinner table. I didn't like either one of them.
Of course, the real wisdom is knowing that Spam and tuna are luxuries compared to what Kathy is selling. You'll be begging for such a delicacy because follow Kathy and very soon it'll be, God, I would kill for some of that hog ass with a side of stinky fish slop right now because I make $1 million in New York and yet somehow I still just can't afford any of those finer things. Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate that thoughtful discussion down below and especially over on X. That is at ML Christiansen. You're always welcome to coming out and chatting my live streams. Those are live on Wednesday and Sunday nights. Looking forward to it. Goodbye.